Cowboys. Luke Casey, the official bootmaker of the Dallas Cowboys. Blockchain.com. Make your crypto play today. Buffalo Wild Wings. If it's game day, Buffalo Wild Wings is the place to be. Altec Lansing. Just listen with Altec Lansing, perfecting sound since 1927. And by Omni. Omni Hotels and Resorts, the official hotel of the Dallas Cowboys.
It's Victory Monday!
Now, your hosts, Nicole Hutchison and Brad Chan.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome to Victory Monday. Welcome to Victory Monday. Woo. Y'all cannot be that tired. We're back in Nicole and I are back in the big room. I feel like we graduated again.
I know.
At Sidecar Social. Happy to be here, and so happy to have all of you with us for the Cowboy Hour this evening. The place is just so festive. Christmas trees and lights, and the whole Star District is lit up. And I know it's drizzling, but this is a place to come in, have some great food. There are 2 NFL games on tonight, and you can watch them both at once on multiple screens without hardly turning your head. So this is a great place to be. We are always grateful to have with us the music that's in the background that we're going to try to get turned down. We're grateful for that music. We're grateful for all of you. Did that tickle you?
Yeah, I did. It really did. I'm sorry.
No, don't be sorry. I'll take any laugh I can get. That's always a good thing. We're grateful for those of you who are listening wherever you are on the Dallas Cowboys Radio Network. And for those of you who are watching streaming whenever and wherever, you are streaming us on DallasCowboys.com. Victory Monday Club is back out. We're happy to see you guys. Not as happy as our guest is to be able to be here on Victory Monday. Here's the Cowboys defensive end, Marshawn Kneeland. Thanks for coming out.
Thank you.
Appreciate you having me.
Really appreciate it. Now.
The crowd loves them.
Oh, no, they woke up. Okay. Very good. Very good. So 3 out of 4, you kind of get used to the good feeling again, don't you?
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, it's a habit to win, so, it's a winning tradition and usually at the Cowboys. So just having that, 3 out of 4, just being able to get back on our toes and, do our thing.
Tell me about that. It's a habit to win, because I agree. I think it is. But habits are difficult to form and harder to break, at least psychologically. So what is the psychology when you win a few? Do you kind of then, as a team, both expect to win and expect to play better?
It's a little bit of, you don't ever expect to win. You don't ever expect to do anything because nothing's guaranteed. So you go into every game with the mindset of, I'm going to play my best. I'm going to do as best I can, and, you let the outcome speak for itself.
My bad. Go ahead. No, go ahead. My bad. I thought you were about to stop. Go ahead. My bad.
And then when you have those wins and those stacking days and success, you kind of just you stay level-headed, you stay neutral, and you attack the next week the same as you did the week before, and you just keep going.
When you talk about attacking the next week, how do you stay focused at the task at hand when you have the topic of playoff conversation, always surrounding you guys and just you guys having to fight for a spot in the playoffs? And Mike McCarthy had actually mentioned today that it's not something that has to be talked about. You guys know where y'all are at, but how do you stay focused on just going in and playing week in and week out?
It's definitely just being able to compartmentalize, being able to, just separate different things. And, when you're at the facility, you're working, that's what you focus on. When you're not there, you focus on other things, and you keep everything, separate and be able to lock in when you're supposed to and, have your free time when you have that.
And sorry, go ahead.
No.
What was the mindset going into the game against the Panthers?
The mindset, our whole thing that we spoke about is don't let us win. So I can explain more.
Simple.
But don't let us win, meaning that, right now you have some people that's counting us out and, saying we're down and out. But, our whole mindset is don't let us win. Because if we win this, we're going to win the next. We're going to win the next. We're going to win the next.
And keep
then
winning.
it's going to keep winning.
Not don't let us win as though, please don't let us win, but as a warning to the world.
Absolutely.
Y'all don't let us win.
Yeah.
That kind of don't let us win.
Definitely.
Okay, now I'm with you. I I'm a little older, but I was a little confused there for just a minute. But now I've got it. I want to talk about you've had to do some compartmentalizing just this year. It missed 6 games with the knee injury, but we'll get to that in a minute. I want to talk about an aspect of yesterday's game that I think kind of spells out one of the reasons for the success that you're having as a team and defensively. An old football adage is turnovers come in bunches. And it seems to be true. I'm not sure why, but it does. Do you have an opinion about why that is?
It's just effort.
Well, but if you say effort, then some people say, well, why aren't you trying all the time?
That's fair. That's fair.
It is?
I mean, it's not just effort. It's also, just guys flying around, guys flying to the ball, being intentional about it. Obviously, effort.
Yeah, but maybe the intentionality is the part. So here's why I'm bringing it up. Lots of offensive, big, gaudy statistics yesterday, and as a defense, you had 6 sacks, and all that's great. I thought the 2 biggest plays, I thought you made the first huge play of the game, you and Marist, because in the first quarter, things were not going well. The offense they got a penalty, they got a sack, they were going backwards, and the Panthers were driving the length of and you can just kind of feel this is not how we want to get the day going. And they have the ball 7.5 minutes and drove, 70 yards or something. But Maris knocks the ball loose and Marshawn Kneeland recovers the fumble. I thought that was the first big play that completely turned how the game was going around at that point, and it put you guys back in a position to play the way you wanted to play. So, A, do you agree with that? And B, how does that kind of thing happen, that kind of a play? It's not just luck, is it?
I agree with that. That was definitely a good play to be able to turn it around. Obviously, their drive, not letting them score, even though they drove all the way down the field, definitely huge. Back to what I said about that play, I think it's effort because the play, I'm on the left side. The play went all the way to the right side, and I got double team, I'm pretty sure, on that play. And so I make a cutback. I'm like, okay, I know the ball's way over there, but I'm going to just run to the ball just because. So, as I'm running, Maris obviously being intentional, shoots for the ball and comes out and make a play.
And there you were because you were hustling, right? And the same thing then kind of happened the first play of the third quarter when Osa got the strip sack and you guys get the ball back, and that kind of turned things back. So when you're getting those takeaways that you had not been getting for several weeks, do you find that guys and you yourself, is it easier to get into a mindset of that hustling where you're running the width of the field to get near the ball because now you believe something good will happen?
I think definitely seeing other guys do it and being a part of the team, like you seeing other guys flying around making plays, it makes you more compelled to try a little bit harder to, make plays and fly around as just as much.
Takeaways weren't something that this team had success in earlier in the parts of the season, but as the season went on, you're starting to see a lot more success with that. What was the ultimate switch that said, all right, we've got to go out there and create takeaways? What was that ultimate thing?
I think it's always been something that we've talked about is we have to have those takeaways because we did a statistic or our head coach did. He said every takeaway we get, on average, we get, I think he said like 5 or 6 points. So, just from that, every time we go out there is like, okay, let's try to get a takeaway, let's get a takeaway. But I think something that snapped is just like everybody just became like, I want to say they just didn't care. Okay. They just went out there to, ball. Basically, they're not like, oh, I'm worried about making a mistake. I'm worried about this and that. Like, the play. You know what you're supposed to do. You know what they're going to run. Let's stop it.
So you feel like people were kind of in their heads a little bit of trying to force the play to come to them rather than just going out there and just saying, all right, screw it. Let's just go out there and play.
Could be, yeah.
Could be?
Could be.
Momentum is such an interesting thing because that's really what we're talking about with especially the fumble you recovered, or it can come at any time of a game, but when a team is doing something well, and the defense takes the ball away, and that triggers that team's offense, you can almost feel the energy reverse, and it happens all the week. Do you have an explanation for that?
I mean,
do you feel the same thing? You feel the energy reverse when like you guys got to take away and stop them, and now the offense goes out and does something?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, if you make a play or something, you get a turnover, and the offense capitalizes on that. It makes you just be like, okay, now we finna really light them up. So, you go out there and, do what you got to do.
So you mentioned compartmentalizing. Before we have to take our first break, I want to talk a little bit about that. You had a really good camp, caught a lot of attention, worked your way into, wasn't just being a second-round draft choice, which still congratulations for.
Appreciate it.
But you earned the playing time that you were getting, and you were getting tangibly better. You could see it, and then you hurt your knee. It seemed like every defensive end had to hurt his knee. Yeah. And so you were out 6 games. I had to look that up today to remind myself how. So you must have had to compartmentalize like crazy to put all of that in a place where you could deal with it and then be in a good place to come back. How'd you do that?
Obviously, my support system, the support system of the Cowboys, my girlfriend, obviously, just helping me out, keeping me level-headed, letting me know, obviously it's okay. Obviously, it's not the first year I wanted to have. Was hoping I could, stay healthy, as everybody does. But, football happens. So you just got to fight on, just come back stronger.
Was it even more frustrating because Micah was hurt and DeMarcus was hurt? And,
yeah.
There were 4 of you that went out.
Yeah, Sam.
Yeah, and Sam.
Yeah.
Sam was the first one.
Yeah.
Did that make –
Definitely, just because, everybody talks about it, it's football. You have your opportunities. People go down, people, come up, and you have those opportunities. I felt like I didn't get a full chance to really capitalize on the opportunity because obviously I got hurt that next game. In the first, 4 or 5 plays, so it was like I started to have a good game and then it happened. So I was, bummed out about that, but, I feel like leading up to it, I put a decent amount out there, obviously. I'm improving, doing better, so, it's not too bad.
You feel like you're kind of back to that spot now?
Yeah.
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 Okay, good. We're going to take our first break. Marshawn Kneeland, the Cowboys defensive end, is our guest. We will be back at Sidecar Social in the Star District in Frisco right after, first of all, Nicole tells us. Nicole was sitting here saying, is he going to do this going into the break
I didn't
or coming out of the – I know you didn't know, and you know what? I didn't know. But now I know. Nicole's going to tell us who else makes this lovely program possible.
Albertsons, when it comes time to shop for your tailgate favorites, go to Albertsons and Tom Thumb. Get 10% off your groceries every Dallas Cowboys game day when you wear your Cowboys jersey. Albertsons and Tom Thumb, the official supermarket and pharmacy of the Dallas Cowboys.
And we'll be back with Marshawn Kneeland on the Cowboys Hour right after this.
Back to the Miller Lite Cowboys Hour, supported by Albertson and broadcasting live from Sidecar Social at the Star in Frisco.
Welcome back to the Cowboys Hour. Thank you again, those of you who are out here with us at Sidecar Social, for being here this evening. You can applaud yourself just so the rest of the world who's listening knows you're there and we're not making it all up. Brad Sham and Nicole Hutchinson, our very special guest, Cowboys defensive end Marshawn Kneeland, who had a big part of the Cowboys win in Carolina yesterday. Oh, I meant to ask you this before. You said that one of the themes was "Don't let us win." How much, if at all, did anyone, whether it was just another player or a coach or whoever it might have been, mention the fact that the Panthers were favored for the first time in like 2 years going into that game?
Yeah, they definitely told us about that. Said they were, wasn't it like 2.5 favorites?
Yeah, 2.5 or 3, whatever.
2.5, yeah. So they brought it up.
So it added a little extra juice to the game.
Yeah.
When did you know that? Was it Saturday night?
Pretty sure, yeah. Saturday or Friday night.
And so what difference does that make to a player?
For me personally, it don't really make too big of a difference. Obviously, you know, I have humble beginnings. I was a 2-star coming out of high school, so, you know, I'd look at all of that like, you know, it is what it is, and people going to see stuff how they see stuff, but, you know, you got to go out there and prove it to me between the white lines, so.
But it bothered some guys, huh?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Okay. We could probably guess and make a list of which ones were. Nicole thinks she knows. Would you like to list the ones?
Absolutely not.
Okay, thank you very
Staying
much.
away from that one.
But Marshawn has opened the door for the Let's Get to Know Marshawn Kneeland part, which is really good. That's why we're here. And so I mentioned that you were a second-round pick, which is good. I don't care where you went to school. That's good.
Yeah.
And you, as you just said, from humble beginnings, a 2-star, is that what you said?
Yeah.
In the state of Michigan?
Yeah.
And what does that mean?
That means I was very under-recruited.
Lower class, was it a small town?
It was Grand Rapids.
Oh, it's not a small town.
No, it's not. It's not. I went to Godwin, which is a small school, more of a basketball school. But, you know, they got some good football players coming out of there now. So, yeah. Then I went to Western Michigan from there. And, yeah.
At what point did you know that you would make the NFL? And at what point did you set the goal for you to make the NFL?
So the point I set the goal, well, I was probably like 7 or 8, maybe even before then. That's when I set the goal. I used to tell my moms all the time, you know, I'm going to the NFL. So, and she'd be like, you got to get a real job. I'm like, I'm going to the NFL. So, yeah.
Which didn't mean she didn't support your dreams.
Yeah, no doubt. When it seemed to become, like, realistic, I think it was, you know, high school, where I was like, okay, I was balling out there. And, you know, I never let the under-recruitment, you know, get to me because going into my senior year, I didn't really have an offer. I had looks from Davenport So, but what I told my coach all the time was, you know, no matter where I go, the NFL is going to find me, and I'm definitely going. So,
what do you think gave you the notion at the age of 7? Was it just being a football fan and watching the NFL all the time?
Yeah, just seeing the NFL, seeing college ball, just watching football in general. It was always something I loved to participate in, but I used to always hate because everybody else played football. I meant basketball. Everybody else played basketball, so football was never really something you could just go outside and do. So it was like you never really get time to play for it other than the season and, you know, try to make the most of it then.
Now, was defensive end the only position you played?
Actually, I played wide receiver and corner growing up.
Wide receiver and corners.
Now, just so people can kind of get a picture.
Yeah.
So right now you're 6'4", 5', 6'3". Okay, 6'4". We'll go with 6'4". and
275.
Okay. And I'm guessing you were not 6'4", 275 when you were playing corner and wide receiver.
No, sir.
So were you a little kind of a scrawny little guy in high school?
Oh yeah.
Were you really?
I was probably like 6'2", 170.
6'2" in high school?
Yeah.
Is
I
that
ain't
tall
really-
for high school? Maybe I'm
It's
just
pretty
short.
tall.
My bad.
It's pretty tall.
Yeah, it's pretty
Okay.
tall. So if you're at a basketball school or a basketball area, it's 6'2", 170. I mean, that's basketball size.
Yeah, they wanted me to play basketball, but I didn't.
They be in the school?
Yeah, but we had a great basketball team, so I was like, there's no reason for me to play when I love football, and you guys are already doing good. So I was like,
And
yeah.
was it the school coaches who tried to talk you into playing basketball?
The coaches, the players, and I was like, they're my dogs, but I was like, football. If y'all join football, I'll do it. Which senior year I did, but yeah.
So they came and played football, and you did play a little basketball as a senior.
Yeah, some of them did. Yeah.
And how much did you start? Were you?
Oh, yeah. I
Yeah,
was-
of course. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I was a real good center. We had.
Now wait, now you're a senior, right?
Yeah, my senior.
So you'd filled out a little bit.
I'm about basketball season. I was probably like 220.
Okay. So
235.
you're no longer a 4. A 2. You got to be down in the post.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no doubt. So I'm there. Getting a lot of rebounds, getting easy points. Dunking. So.
Foul out.
Too
Outstanding.
good for that.
So
Too good for that.
finesse as well as size and agility.
Yeah. Yeah.
But football was burning in you.
Mm-hmm. Always. My parents, well, my mom, my dad, and my uncle, they were all like, real athletic, which those are the people I kind of like grew up around. But my dad really loved basketball. So like him and my uncle was always trying to push me towards basketball. But like I said, football, it's always where I was at.
So what did you tell them, like, to ultimately seal the deal? I'm playing football. How'd you pitch it to them?
It was easy. My 8th grade year, I believe, I got cut from the basketball team.
Stop it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why'd you get cut?
Beats me.
Because his heart wasn't in it.
No, I never missed a practice. I always balled out hard. It's just, I don't know.
But you never got cut from a football team, did you?
No, sir.
Okay. Now, I don't want to Western Michigan is a heck of a program. As a matter of fact, I did their game in the Cotton Bowl against Wisconsin a few years ago, and did you go up against Moten at all last night?
Yeah.
Do you know him?
Oh, yeah.
So that's he was also a second-round pick, and he was a tremendous college player, offensive tackle, who's been with Carolina for his whole career. So that's two pretty good players who came from Western Michigan. So we're talking about a serious program. But no, not a sniff from Michigan or Michigan State or anyone in the Big Ten?
Michigan State actually looked at my film and was like, nah, we want you for tight end and we want you preferred walk-on. So, yeah.
Scholarship's a scholarship.
Preferred walk-on is
He
a scholarship.
preferred-
No, at Western, though, right?
Yeah.
Scholarship's a scholarship.
Scholarship.
You get a good education at Western.
But theirs also didn't come late, though. Theirs didn't come until very late because it was actually somebody that they had because I was, undersized. So they kind of went with somebody else at first. But then he decided to go on a visit somewhere else. And they were like, since you committed to us, if you go on a visit, we got to pull it. So they pulled it, and I was the next man on the list. So
Wait,
I
so
took
what?
it.
That was your only offer, Western
It was
Michigan?
Western Michigan, Western Illinois, and then a bunch of D2 schools.
Did that add an extra chip on your shoulder?
I mean, it made me want to be like, I'm going to ball out, but I always knew I was going to ball out regardless. So, yeah.
And you mentioned tight end.
Mm-hmm.
And didn't you play a little tight end at Western when you first went there?
Nah.
Were you always a defensive lineman?
Yeah, when I went there.
When's the last time you played tight end?
High school.
Okay.
High school, I played tight end, DN, and wide receiver still.
So, I could see wide receiver still. I would not want to have to cover you.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Wide receiver.
I didn't drop stuff.
So, if you played basketball, you obviously got to have pretty good hands. We don't know.
Yeah.
We have no way to judge, but
Yeah.
you got to have pretty good hands.
Of course.
And so, did you want to move to defense, or was that their idea?
Me. I love defense.
Say why.
I love to hit people. You get to hit every play at defensive line, and, it is what it is. Now, I did want to play corner at first, and I was a lockdown corner, but, that was middle school, so, it is what it is. But then high school, they moved me down there, and because I was our bigger guy on the team, one of our bigger guys, even though I was, at that point, I'm probably 150, 160. So they moved me there, and I was playing DN. I loved it. I was a speed rush DN, so I had a lot of sacks. I I think I got the record for school. Maybe, I don't know.
You say that so modestly.
For my high school. What's high school?
Still, that's pretty dope for
Record's
high
a
school.
record.
Record's a record.
Yeah.
So you said you like to hit people, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Are you the only child? Do you have brothers?
2 older brothers.
2 older brothers.
Yeah.
Was that a reason for your competitive physicality spirit?
It could be because they used to kind of bully me because I was small.
How much older are they?
My oldest brother, I believe he is 6 years older, 6, 7. The one before that is 4 to 5. So
they were beating up on you every chance they got.
yeah.
And then we got to take our next break. How old were you when you first remember thinking, I like hitting people, and I can't get in trouble for it. I won't get arrested. This is what I'm supposed to do. I like this. How old were you when you remember feeling that?
Had to have been when I was about 16. Yeah, 16. My junior year.
And
sophomore, junior.
Did it come from a game, from a hit in a game or a practice? Or?
Yeah.
Do you remember which one?
I was, obviously defensive end, and I just remember it was me and another guy on the team. That was high school. But basically, I closed the gap down. I get off the block. I hit dude, and I pick him up, and then other dude came by and, over top and, hit him, and it was bad. But I was like, whoa. this is crazy, yeah. But, it was fun.
And that's how we get drafted in the second round eventually. But there's still a ways to go from there to here, and we'll find out more about that with the Cowboys' Marshawn Kneeland when we come back on the Cowboys Hour.
Go Cowboys!
Back to the Miller Lite Cowboys Hour, supported by Albertsons. and broadcasting live from Sidecar Social at the Star in Frisco.
And welcome back to Sidecar Social. Brad Sham and Nicole Hutchinson. Our special guest, Cowboys defensive end, Marshawn Kneeland. And Nicole, what else do you have on your list of people?
Throwing me off there.
I just can't let you settle in, you know.
This segment is brought to you by Lucchese. Stand tall while you're tailgating or cheering in the stands with the Dallas Cowboys Collection by Lucchese. Shop the collection today at Lucchese 6 DFW locations or online at lucchese.com. Lucchese, the official boot of the Dallas Cowboys and Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders.
Do you have any cowboy boots yet?
Yeah.
You do? Did you have some before you came here?
Nah.
What color are they?
Black. Nope.
No?
Brown.
You have to check?
Yeah.
Yeah. She's going to tell you what color your boots are. I get it. I totally get it. Yeah.
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 I thought they were black.
What skin?
I'm new to the Texan life.
I mean, you can get some really sharp now, exotic. Many years ago, when it didn't hurt my back to bend over and put boots on and take them off, I mean, I had some great looking brown eel boots, ostrich. I always loved ostrich. I mean, snake skin.
Yeah, I've heard about them.
You have to check that out now.
Yeah.
Nice little collection there, Brad.
Well, I don't have many more.
Oh.
But I did, yeah. I had way more than I had feet, let's put it that way. So, Marshawn Kneeland, let's go back to not heavily recruited, and you go to Western Michigan, and along the lines of the question Nicole asked you earlier, did not being heavily recruited, did that fuel you at all? Did it make you feel like I'm going to show these people who didn't really come looking after me?
Definitely. Going into those games when we play Michigan State, I always loved looking forward to it because I'm like, man, I can't wait to go out there and, you make a play and just be like, look to the sideline like, yeah, this is what y'all missed. So, that's always fun. But other than that, it's always, I go out there and, I give 100% every time I'm out there. So.
How much do you look back and appreciate the fact that you did have that type of journey, coming from being a two-star recruit, then going to a bigger school, Western Michigan, but not getting recruited or highly recruited, and you look now and you're saying, I play for the Dallas Cowboys, literally one of the best franchise in the NFL. So how much do you appreciate your journey?
Definitely appreciate it a lot. Like, obviously, I wouldn't be who I am today without going through those trials and tribulations. Just having the people around me that I did, the coaching that I did, and, I feel like I've always been put in a great opportunity to get here. No matter, on the outside in, looking at it like, oh, he wants to recruit that, this and that. It's like being on the inside out, seeing it, it's like everything lined up. Like, okay, this is how it's supposed to be. This is how it happens. This, building character, showing you, okay, this is humble beginning. This is how you work to get there, not just handed to you. So it's like, I feel like it was pushed on me early to be able to know how to be basically a pro in the league and, how to conduct yourself.
Did you have any doubt that you would get here?
No.
All right.
But being under-recruited was not the last time you were somewhat overlooked. Obviously had a good, really solid career at Western, and then you got invited to the Senior Bowl. And I don't know where people had you on the radar before the Senior Bowl.
I can tell you.
Tell me.
They said fifth, sixth round, something like that.
And did you have an agent who got that information for you, or did scouts tell you that?
Agent.
Fifth or sixth round. So you get invited to the Senior Bowl in Mobile. And this really comes up now because right now is when invitations are being accepted by players to go to the Senior Bowl. So we read about it every day.
Yeah.
And you're being told fifth or sixth round, and you're thinking what?
That's so wrong. So I'm thinking the whole time, I'm like, yeah, there's no way. If that happens, cool. You know what I mean? We maybe get fourth, cool. Wherever I go, I'm going to ball out, so it don't matter. But then in the back of my head, I'm like, yeah, they messed up, invited me here because I'm going to ball out here, yeah.
Don't let us win. Don't invite me.
Yeah.
Don't invite me. But they did.
Yeah.
And something really big positive happened for you over the course of that week last year in Mobile, earlier this year, I guess it would have been in Mobile. Walk us through that week, will you?
So it starts, leading up to it. Obviously I'm talking to a lot of different people, and basically, like I said, most people are saying, on the draft grades is 5th, 6th round, but everybody I talk to are saying, we know that's going to improve. We know you're going to go there and do what you do and ball out, and the draft stock's going to go up, which obviously happened. But, beginning to go there, you get there, it's like you see all these other guys, these, other people that are, pretty good. So I just remember leading up to that first practice, you kind of like, man, like, oh my goodness. You start getting those butterflies, like, man, you're driving there and you're like, you don't know what to expect. Like, obviously you watch the film, because I had great coaches in college. They got me the film of everybody around, so, you can study them, the people I'm going to go against, but it's still like, you don't know what's going to happen.
And were some of them bigger name college players that you knew you would offensive linemen you'd be facing in practice that week?
Yeah, because we got our list of all the guys, and yeah, so we got to study them, and yeah.
And let me just say this: we read about Senior Bowl week, and all the scouts come, they watch all the practices, and then there's a game at the end of the week. But is it accurate to say that the week of practices are almost more important than the game?
Definitely. But the game is still, fun to play and fun to watch.
Right. Well, the game is still the game.
Yeah.
But so what is it about the practices that make it so important for a player, and especially a player who is in a position like you were in?
I think it's a great opportunity for the coaches to really see how you are on a practice. Like, practice, they're seeing you while you're in there watching film or, studying your habits and stuff like that, how you conduct yourself on a day-to-day basis. Like, obviously, if you're there, everybody knows you can play football. So, obviously, the practice and stuff is, like, is what it is. It's football. But they want to see, are you taking notes? Are you locked in during the meetings? Are you just in there just because? Are you just there because, your agent say you have to, or do you actually love the game? So, I think that's where the difference is.
And when we quiz you, do you know the answers that we're looking for?
Mm-hmm.
Are you picking things up? NFL staffs coach that. Who coached the team you were on? Which team?
It was the Jets defensive coordinator.
Okay,
Yeah.
the Jets defensive coordinator.
Mm-hmm.
So now you go and how I know the answer to this question, but how'd the week of practice go?
So the first day, it was pretty good. I got positive feedback for that. And something that he did that I feel like the other team didn't really get a good opportunity because of it was he kind of toned down on like the hard hitting, the heavy stuff, and made it more like, okay, obviously, they want to see pass rush, they want to see like a little bit of running, but everybody knows you're physical. So he kind of made it where it's what most scouts or coaches want to see. Whereas I heard, because I obviously didn't practice with them, but I heard that the other team was more just headbutting each other all day and this and that, and I was like, oh, that sounds horrible. But just because of how it is, but yeah. So
Go ahead.
I said what we did, I feel like, was specific for me to help my draft stock, which, like I said before, everything lined up like how it's supposed to. So. Yeah.
And what happened near the end of the week when your teammates evaluated you? Didn't they vote you an award?
Nah. You thinking of Fisk?
No, I'm thinking of.
I don't think I got an award.
Were you not named the MVP of the defensive line on your team? Was Fisk on your team?
Nah, but for the game they moved him to my team.
Yeah, but for the week of practice, you don't remember that? That was the information I assimilated, that your teammates voted you the MVP of practice, and that opened a lot of eyes.
Oh, nice.
Maybe they did it and nobody bothered to tell you.
Yeah, maybe.
And how'd you do in the game? I'm sorry, Nick. How'd you do in the game?
I did pretty good. I got a sack. Maybe it was a half. I don't know. But I feel like I had real good pass rushes, real good run stops. So, did what I was supposed to do.
Was there a piece of information that you took from the Jets defensive coordinator that you've taken here that's kind of helped you throughout the season so far?
Yeah, so definitely was the first time really where he's like helping me on my angle and like my get off and basically saying we rush first, then we pass.
Yeah.
I mean, then we, protect against the run. So basically he wants every time was trying to help us get in the mindset of get off the ball and attack, and then you worry about everything else after. So, which is kind of like what we did at Western, but it was a little different. But he just portrayed it like a lot more like this is what we're going to do. Yeah.
And at Western, you were more of a run stopper, but something that you've really developed, and especially training camp, what I remember is being a better pass rusher. You've shown your ability to pass rush a lot better. What's helped with that?
Obviously, being around guys like Micah, D-Law, and, those Sam, too, just those guys that are, really good at pass rushing, just helping me, explaining it to me, and, like, breaking it down. Like, this offseason, I'm probably going to be with Micah a little bit and try to work with him. So just being around all those guys.
If he says we're going to China, are you going to China with him?
You got to go. It's the experience.
I mean,
I'm pretty sure Micah's not listening right now.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, maybe. I don't know. I don't know about that one.
Do you do any boxing or anything? Hand-eye coordination stuff? Talk a little bit about that.
A little bit. So even at Western, our strength coach there, G2, he does boxing, like, because he trained it before, so now he, like, helps us with it. Great for hand-eye coordination. And then I did that while in training camp, just a little bit. And, yeah, because after a while, playing D-line, fingers start getting sprained, and it's like, I'm punching you, but it's hurting me.
And I'm going to need these.
Yeah.
I'm going to need these. All right, we're going to take our final break. Questions from our audience and a little bit more from Cowboys defensive end Marshawn Kneeland. Thanks for being with us tonight at Sidecar Social at the Star District in Frisco. This is the Cowboys Hour.
Hey, Cowboys.
Go Cowboys!
Back to the Miller Lite Cowboys Hour, supported by Albertsons and broadcasting live from Sidecar Social at the Star in Frisco.
Welcome back. It's the Cowboys Hour. Brad Sham, Nicole Hutchinson, thank you very much. Thank you for being here at Sidecar Social. Nicole and I will be back here next Monday night, anticipating Christmas.
Yeah.
Right? But we will be here. We're here with Marshawn Kneeland, the Cowboys defensive end this evening. Are you anticipating Christmas? I mean, are you looking forward to Christmas?
I mean, I grew up not celebrating it, so.
Okay,
Yeah.
fair enough. So it's not that big a deal.
Nah.
Okay. But it's pretty, though.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. All the lights.
Yeah. Okay. I don't want to, before we take any questions from the audience, I don't want to avoid finishing the trip to the Senior Bowl. They tell you 5th or 6th. You say, no, I'm better than that. You go. You have a great week. When did you check to see if they changed that? Like while you were there or after you got done?
I mean, while I was there, you see a little bit of it. Everybody talk about it. As draft stocks rising. I think by the time I left, they said it was probably 3rd or 4th. So, yeah.
3rd or 4th?
Yeah.
And the Cowboys took you in the 2nd.
Yeah.
Did that surprise you?
It surprised me that the Cowboys took me, because they did not say anything to me other than one unofficial meeting.
Because Tampa talked to you a lot, right? Or at least they were looking at you.
I believe so, yeah.
I mean, I read a big thing today from a year ago that some Tampa writer was writing about how you were going to fit into their defense.
Yeah.
So they obviously – so you didn't have a lot of contact with the Cowboys.
I met our D-line coach now, Coach Scanina. So that's it. And honestly, after that meeting, I went back and texted my agent. I was like, yeah, I don't think the Cowboys are going to pay me. I was like, that meeting felt like he did not like me. But now I know that's just his personality.
That's just Coach Scanina, yeah.
He is a great guy.
And so what did you think when you got that phone call?
I was a whole bunch of feelings. I was nervous. I was stressed about the whole, the draft. I was like shocked. I was like, whoa, because it got to like the last minute and a half, 2 minutes before they even called me. So I'm already thinking at like the 4-minute mark, they already got their guy. Like, I'm starting to look ahead. Like, okay, these teams are next. Oh, this might be it. Then I get the call and I'm like, oh. This is from Texas. So, yeah.
And does your agent sit there with you before the draft and say, okay, here's who needs a defensive lineman. Here's who needs a defensive end. So if it's not here, it's going to be down here. Is that what you go through?
Pretty much, yeah. He did a good amount of that. But I had 16 top 30 visits. So I was visiting a lot of people, which I was like, basing off that, my visits with them, like, okay, this team said they, really wanted me. This team, it felt like, yeah, so, yeah.
Where was the vibe best on those 16 top 30 visits?
I'm not going to lie. I really like Minnesota, the Vikings. I really like them. And then.
Why Minnesota?
They just, coaches was vibes. The coaches was vibes.
Gotcha.
And the Falcons, they was pretty cool too. So, they was up there. Then there was another team. But honestly, after the Cowboys got me, all that went down the drain.
What was the conversation like with the coach when you got the call that you remember?
Oh, man. All I remember is you going to put a star on that helmet. We going to put a star on that helmet. And I was like, okay, yeah, like this is it. This is finna be me. Yeah, this is finna be me.
Love that.
Let's get some questions from the audience. Go ahead.
How you doing? I'm Tony from Dallas. Everybody knows that defensive linemen had their toolboxes. How much did yours improve from when you went from college to the pros, and is there anything that you were using in college that guys gave you a little more edge when you got to the pros?
Mm-hmm.
It's a good question.
Good question, for sure. So I think I've been trying to sharpen up my toolbox as far as going from college to the pros now. I've I've worked a good amount of stab, bull rush in college and stuff like that. But now, obviously you still set everything up with, stab and stuff like that, but working more, swipes and, a little bit more finesse moves, but still staying true to the power because obviously I was blessed with a good amount of power to be able to move guys, so yeah.
All right, Marshawn, Larry McKinney. Let's go back to high school. When you were a tight end, you had some stats. 20 receptions for 330 yards. That's quite a bit, so you definitely have sure hands.
Yeah.
I don't know how you feel about this, but I predict by the end of the season you're going to have at least one interception for a touchdown.
This year.
This year.
I mean, you're narrowing your window to like the next 4 weeks.
Yeah.
I'm confident.
Okay.
Yeah. Hey, we drop back in coverage from time to time, so weird things have happened.
Did you score any touchdowns in college?
In college, yeah, I was a running touchdown though. They let me be running back.
I mean, it's not impossible. You saw Chauncey Golston had an interception.
Yeah.
Well, absolutely. But now this intrigues me. What he's talking about. I can see you lining up in the goal line at fullback.
Yeah. You feel me?
I do.
You feel me?
I do.
Hey, I'm still saying that fumble recovery I had, I don't think nobody touched me, though. But it's what they call it. Because I'm not going to lie. I get up on that. I get another one. I'm out of there. That's a touchdown.
Do you work at fullback in short yardage on the scout team in practice?
Nah.
Have you told them you wouldn't mind?
Oh, they probably know. They've seen it. They've seen it.
Because once you block a couple times, then the next obvious thing is just hand you the ball.
Yeah. Yeah. So, it's in their hands.
Oh, I'm all about that.
Are there any other positions that you would pitch to any of the coaches to play?
I could play tight end. I can still play tight end.
I believe that.
I could definitely go out there, get a good block on somebody.
Yeah.
I could definitely go out there, get a good first down if we need it.
I can see Lunga kind of, adding some razzle dazzle to that.
I'm saying this is a two-way player, folks. This man is built for that. I cannot let and we're almost done, but I cannot let the time pass without talking about the number you wear.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ask for it, or did they give it to you?
They gave it to me.
And when they gave it to you, did you understand that there are some pretty significant players in this franchise's history who have worn that number?
Yeah.
You knew that?
Yeah. Actually, I didn't know what number I was going to get because most of my time in college I wore 94, but my last year I switched to 99. So I wasn't too sure. Obviously, I knew there was a 99 on the team already. Then it was my friend Hosey. He texted me and was like, "Bro, you just got 94. You know what?" And I'm like, "What, bro?" Like, he didn't give no context. I'm like, he gave the whole list and whole thing, and yeah. So I knew.
So have you had the chance to meet either Charles Haley or DeMarcus Ware or both?
Yeah, I met Charles Haley, and yeah, I don't know if you know Charles Haley.
I know Charles very well. I know Charles very well.
That is a character. So I haven't got the chance to meet DeMarcus, but will.
I will text him when we get off the air and tell him he needs to get out here and meet. Have you YouTubed any of Charles's tape?
Oh, I've seen.
You've seen him.
Oh, I've seen.
So
yeah.
This will probably be the last question I have time to ask you. But they talk about an edge rusher, and it kind of puts a guy in a box of being a one-dimensional player. Mm-hmm. But when we saw you and looked at some of your college stuff, I immediately thought of DeMarcus Lawrence, who I still think is the best run-stopping defensive end in the league. Mm-hmm. Doesn't mean he's not a great pass rusher, but do you feel yourself kind of more in that mode?
I definitely feel like run stopping is definitely something I've prided upon. Obviously, being somebody that loves to hit, I'm doing that. But obviously, in this league, you got to be a great pass rusher, which like he is as well. I'm trying to get there.
Who do you feel like you have taken pieces of their game from?
I mean, not necessarily, but I used to play corner and stuff like that. So Troy Polamalu was somebody I've always looked
wow.
at.
Okay.
An All-Pro Hall of Fame safety. Thank Marshawn Kneeland for being with us tonight, will you please? great getting to hear your story, and it just makes it more fun to anticipate the next time you're out there on the field. We can see 94 doing some more stuff. Thank you very much. Thanks to all of you for being with us. Nicole and I will talk to you next week, same time on the Cowboys Hour.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys?